Good evening, YouTube. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. It's evening here in Poland. And I am back with the one and only Usama Dakdok. And he is going to teach us a little bit more about the Quran. And of course, he's translated his own Quran from the Arabic. And and just like Christian Prince, apparent people tell me, he said it is a stupid book. But Usama explains just how stupid it is in the funniest way and the most logical way possible. So good to see you, Usama. Really great to be back. We missed a couple of opportunities, but yeah, here we are, and it's
I know. Yeah. First of all, I will say thank you for allowing me to spend whatever time we have today together in the story of Prophet Saleh and the people of Samud. Second, I apologize about last week. I did not. Uh, so I don't know what happened between losing internet and where I was, and
fine.
communication was a little bit off. But God is good. So you
That
forgive
happens
me, and you
sometimes.
want the audience forgive
Stuff.
me. We'll move on. I think we're going to start from the top of the story of Saleh, not from where you mark it here.
This was
So,
movie, I believe, more or less. No, this was Hood. This was Hood. So we're starting a new one, Saleh.
I thought we finished with Zud. Did we finish with Zud?
We had a couple of pages to go, like three
All
pages to
right,
go.
that's okay. Then we finish Hud and move on to Saleh. It's amazing to see that these stories are written throughout the Quran, repeated over and over again as Muhammad was filling in his pages, or maybe as I mentioned before, I'm not sure was you or somebody else, that some of the story is not repeated on purpose in the Quran, but it was repeated in the Quran because the people who were collecting the Quran did not realize that they're just adding the different stories which Muhammad repeated himself without realizing that he was making error of what he was talking about. Let me explain to you what I'm trying to say here. So Muhammad would tell the story of Saleh to a group of people, okay? And as you read it in some place in the Quran. Then 5 years later, he repeats the same story to somebody else, but he wrote it and he say it to them in different wording because he could not remember what he said 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 15 or 20 years ago. So Muhammad would repeat the story in different wording. Now people believe that Muhammad was telling them a new revelation, when in reality he was just repeating a story he created or he invented a few years ago. So now we got two stories of Saleh, or three, or four, or five, or whatever number, and they're different, even though they're saying the same thing. Instead
You know
of,
what might
I'm sorry.
sorry, you know what might be worth talking about in the near future is the origin of most of these stories, because most of the stories in the Quran, all the major stories are we can all be sourced from legends and myths and histories
Sure.
from before, because none of them are original.
Yeah.
99% of them you can point to a story that was in existence long before, and they
Mhm.
and they are a retelling with fabrications on that story.
Yeah, and the good example of that, Alexander the Great, Zulkarnain, which I'm recording right now for another broadcast, and the story of the cavemen whom they slept for 309 years, the story of the green prophet who met with Moses, and I mean, there are stories like that. We know where they come from, and we know as a matter of fact, we have access to the original book, and somehow Muhammad was just copying but in his Quran. But what the reason I'm saying is these stories are repeated in the Quran. It's not because it was new revelation Muhammad received. It is when the people who collected the Quran, they added these stories in all these pages of the Quran because it was Muhammad repeating himself in different wording, and they thought, oh, it may be a new revelation from Allah. And the proof it's not new revelation, it's nothing new there. I
No,
mean,
Allah
why
just
you think?
Allah, as Tim says, Allah just brought the revelation that was better than the one before it. So the new
Yeah,
story is better than the old story.
yeah.
Winning.
So with this has been, and what's amazing is Muhammad sometimes ties, as we're going to see even today, some of the stories with other stories. When he ties them together, you talk about Hud, Saleh, Samud, and all these wonderful people. You think, wow, we're talking about, since he ties them together in different stories, that they're all true. They must be true. No, they're not. They're not. They're all made up or copied from myth books and put together. And here we go with the beautiful pages of the Quran, the miracles of Islam. So, with that being
What?
said, you
Sorry.
can go ahead and start reading, brother.
No, it's just what you said here. I mean, all of these stories have a certain very on the nose, manipulative feel in that they're trying to generate an emotional response and a compliance from the reader. They're trying to say, if you don't do this, there's going to be that. It's very blunt. And then also the stories are so vague. I liked what you said here. Looking at verses 33, 34, these verses are very general and could fit any people groups on any piece of land at any time. And it's crazy.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
and Muhammad did this on purpose so he will not be caught in a lie. I mean, just think about it.
Yeah, but
Ask him about the people. Listen to this. Ask him about the people of the village, which is by the sea. Now we know Muhammad's talking about a people. Okay, there's people and village. Yes, there is villages, and the village is by the sea. Well, which sea? Which village? Which, I mean,
Mecca Beach, which is right next to the Mecca harbor.
Mecca did not have any beach. He's talking about the other village.
No. Global warming changed that because girls used to grow up much
yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
girls used to mature at the age of 7 already back then. They were tall. They'd be 5'9". They'd have 12 kids by the age of 8.
So people shrink because of global warming or global cooling.
Yeah, exactly. Aisha is a case in point.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. We can explain because she was 18. We know this because when you turn 2 years old, you realize that your age has doubled in 1 year. So when you turn 2, your next age is going to be 4.
Are you talking about ages?
So by the time you're 9, you're 37.
Brother, is describing ages of dogs, not human?
It's Islamic mathematics. I mean, like
different.
Based on the number 19. It's true story.
Oh, 19, that's a great miracle in the Quran. MashaAllah. But I tried it. It did not work because I found that different Quran have different wording, have different spelling. God help us.
As 2 chapters, it's a people near a rock by a tree.
Yeah. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. I'm telling you.
Can't miss it. So, yeah. I mean, it says here, and the leaders of the people, those who became infidels, and they denied the meeting of the hereafter. And though we give them plenty of enjoyment in the world's life, they said, just a human like you. He eats from what you eat and drinks from what you drink.
Well, what did Muhammad expect? I mean, people really believe that prophets would be more than human. They don't eat, they don't drink.
Yeah, because Muhammad's poop literally did not stink. Read that in the Sirah.
I know. His sweat is even like perfume.
Oh, now we've got Axel Rudakabana. Axel Rudakabana is a murderer, very likely a Muslim convert, if we are to understand what we've been told by various sources. Yeah. And of course, here we've got someone who is now obviously someone who's cheering for evil. I'm going to be kind. I'm just going to mute you for 24 hours so that you don't disrupt.
24 hours.
But obviously, Islam, as you can see, we don't need evidence further than this. Islam, the religion of murder. It is the religion of evil, the worship of evil, of violence. It is satanic. And I think this also gives us good reason to be Islamophobic. With more Islamophobia, we'll have less Islam. So let's work hard today.
Okay, can you tell me who are these leaders, by the way, Allah is talking about here in Quran, in verse 33?
Who are the leaders that he's talking about? Those are, they're either Democrats in Congress, or they are those leaders, the ones that were leading the people at the time in that place.
Right. Now you give me my answer. They're the leaders. Why Muhammad never gave us any detail, any information about anything he's talking about in the Quran?
Because Muhammad is a fake character and the story is fake. And when you're trying not to get caught in a lie, you try to say things that are vague.
Do you really believe that in such days, when this prophet exists, there were people and there were leaders for the people, senator and congressmen and governors and mayors and all that?
Um,
Because that is a repeated statement Muhammad inserted with Abraham, he inserted with Moses and Pharaoh, he inserted
it's just a
with
manipulative
Adam. I
tool.
mean, it's like,
It's a rhetorical device. It's just a rhetorical device. It's a manipulative tool. It's a bad writer who doesn't have any details, no facts. The Quran provides no distinct geography. The Bible is used in archaeology to either locate a place or identify a place or a thing. The Quran has literally zero archaeological value. It has been used to find or identify exactly nothing. The Bible has been used in thousands of archaeological digs to either find or identify things.
and by the way, the greatest advice Allah gave to the Muslims, those who would love to continue to be Muslim, 5-1-1, don't ask. Don't ask. Why you want to ask?
Yeah.
Because if you ask, you will get the answer, and the answer will lead you to infidelity. You will become an infidel if you ever dare to question Allah, Muhammad, the Quran, or whatever.
And notice the religion of peace. We had someone supporting the religion of peace, supporting a murderer who killed a 6-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 5-year-old girl, I think, something like that. He tried to literally saw a 6-year-old girl's head off. He sat and tried to remove a girl's head, a 6-year-old girl's head, from her body. He stabbed 14 people, something like that. I don't know, 10 people.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
is someone from the religion of peace who's trying to tell us that this mass murderer.
But don't you think they learned that from the prophet, the green prophet in Quran chapter 18, who killed a young boy who did not commit any sin?
Agreed? It's the
And he
Al-Mullah
thought,
of
and he
Islam.
thought he's doing Allah a favor, and he's teaching Moses how to do the right thing. So it is Islamic. It is within their beliefs. It is the Quran teachings.
And if this is the religion of peace, why are they not condemning it? Why is he cheering on a murderer who murdered innocent children? Because I thought Islam in war says you don't harm the trees. You know, Islam is the most moral system of warfare. We don't even cut the trees. We don't harm women and children.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You misunderstand it. You don't burn the tree which you're gonna own, but if the tree belongs to the enemy and you cannot get to their land, burn the trees and the houses.
And the women and children. In fact, you can read the Sharia.
Sure.
It explicitly says kill the women, kill the children. So understand, we're being lied to. They're gaslighting us. And you can see it is the religion of mass murder, of violence, and rape. And this lie of the religion of peace is clearly false if someone is supporting someone who murdered children. And we need increased levels of Islamophobia. And I hope that on this channel, we will increase Islamophobia to 11, because we need more Islamophobia and therefore and less Islam.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah. So shall we read what Ibn Kathir had to say?
The great Muslim scholar Ibn Kathir, please.
Oh, the great Muslim scholar. Oh, and it says, and if you obey a human like yourselves, then surely you will be losers. Okay,
That is what the leaders said. And since we know who are the leaders, now we believe that's exactly what they said, you know?
Yeah, and Muhammad wasn't a human, so we can obey him, right?
But that is the opinion of the wicked leaders, not the good leaders, man. The good leaders, you obey Muhammad.
Oh, okay. But then Allah should say that. Allah is very bad right there. So, Ibn Kathir interprets, does he promise you that if you die, and if you were dust and bones, you will be coming out? Far away is what you promised. This is only our life of this world. We die and we live, and we will not be raised. He's just a man who forged lies against Allah, and we will not believe in him. He said, Lord, help me, for they denied me. And he said, in a little while, they will surely become regretful. That's actually a paraphrase of Jesus saying, you will say, Lord, Lord, and I will say, I do not know you. This just sounds to me like a paraphrase.
There's always influence of the biblical writings on Muhammad when he make up any story. If you look at all the story Muhammad wrote and examine the words of it, you find it's repeated in somewhere else or is taken from some other place. End of story.
Yeah. And he stated that the people of Ad disregarded the resurrection of the flesh after it becomes dust and bones. They thought after death there would be no life, as many people of the old age believe there is no life after death. For the womb brings forth life and the earth swallows it. Okay. Notice that there's more than one messenger. When it says that they call messengers liars, although the story shows but one messenger, Hud. And Hud is actually basic. Many people say it's a contraction of Yahud, meaning the Jews or the Israelis.
Al-Yahud. You can Al-Yahud. But he actually made him as a person, as a human, as a prophet. But one of the biggest mistakes we see all over the Quran is the plural and the singular for the same story. Sometimes said messengers, sometimes he said messenger. Why Allah said here said messengers, when in reality it was a one guy?
Yeah.
Was it just an error, grammatic error? Or
Yes, it was the revelation of error. I know the guy who wrote that.
oh, you know him?
I know him, and he's right.
Ah, I love it. I love it. Muhammad does not know who told him to do that because he could not remember, and you know it.
Yeah. And when their brother Hud said to them, "Will you not fear? Surely I am a faithful messenger to you. So fear Allah and obey me, and I do not ask you any wage for."
Oh, no, for free, no charge, for free. Every prophet in the Quran, I said again, do not want wages. They are doing it for free, except Muhammad, who asked for 20%. That's it. I mean, he's not taking 50. He can have the right for 50, but he only took 20%.
Are we reading this again?
It
It's
is
like
repeated.
copy-paste revelation.
Trust me. If you talk about no wages, you find all over the Quran because prophets love to copy each other. They only do it for the face of Allah for free.
He
No charge.
read this exact thing somewhere else.
Yeah,
My
it
gosh.
is as a prophet, or he himself. He repeat himself. It's great. No charge.
This is so funny. Man.
You know what? I learned that. I'm not kidding, Brother Lloyd. When I go speak in churches in America, I said I do it for free, no charge. Don't give me any money. I'll do it for free. And then when I say that in a church, I said to him, wait a minute, where did I hear that? Oh, it's all over the Quran. See the influence? Even the Quran influenced me when I talk in churches, man. Look how bad it is. I can't believe it.
Wow. Yeah, this is wow. Should we go? Should we do this section?
Sure.
Okay. Quran 26, 130 to 138 states that Hud told the people of Ad, and when you attack, you attacked powerfully. So fear Allah and obey me, and fear who aided you in what you know. This is in what? He aided you with livestock and sons and gardens and springs.
Listen, Brother Lloyd, from it, I had to bother you. And obey me. Muhammad wanted the people to obey him. As a matter of fact, you will never find a verse in the Quran except they say, obey Allah and the messenger, or obey Allah and his messenger, obey Allah and the Nabi, okay, the prophet. And to make it acceptable for him to say that, he have to add the same idea of other created prophet, imaginary prophet. So it was not just Muhammad who asked the Muslim to obey him. Look, Allah said that for Prophet Hud. Allah said that for Prophet Saleh. Allah said that for Prophet Lot. Allah said that for Prophet Abraham. All of them asked Allah. Allah told them to ask the people to obey Allah and obey them. So if you see it, it became the repeated information, the norm for people to obey the prophet. But we do not have Prophet Hud. We do not have Prophet Saleh. We do not have Prophet this and Prophet that. We only obey Muhammad now because that is the whole purpose for why Muhammad added that and obey me to Hud. When we know for sure there was no Hud to be obeyed. Okay, go ahead, brother.
Amazing. So he aided you with livestock and sons and gardens and springs. Surely I fear for you a torment of a great day. They said, it is the same to us if you preach, or if you were not of the preachers. This is only the custom of the ancients, and we will not be tormented. And Ibn Kathir interprets this as, whatever message you preach is created by you, and you have taken it from the previous books. The religion we believe in.
Time out.
Huh?
You know what Muhammad is saying here? I know you're accusing me, Muhammad, that I'm stealing the stories of Moses and Abraham and David and Jesus and Elisha and Solomon and Joseph, all these stories from the Bible. That's exactly what people said before with prophethood. See? Previous books. So there's nothing new. I am like others. I am like other prophets. But here's the
Did
catch.
Muhammad preserve those books that came from Allah? Did he preserve any one of them, like a single one, or were they all corrupted?
They're all corrupted. I
So he
challenge
didn't preserve
Muslims.
a single copy of the Injil, not a single copy of the original Taurat, not a single copy of the original
Nothing.
Zabur,
I
nothing.
challenge a Muslim because that's what Muslims always say. You know, we believe in Moses, we believe in Abraham, we believe in this, we believe in that. And if you say, what do you mean you believe in Moses? Well, in the Torah, okay, can you share with me one story Muhammad mentioned in the Quran match that which is written in the Torah? Oh no, but see, the Torah you have in your hand is corrupted. But Allah said in the Quran, no one can change his words.
So
Yeah,
you
but
believe a book that you can't show that doesn't exist.
no.
How do they answer that? How do they reply to these logical questions?
Well, I wish we can someday get some Muslim to show us how they defend these propagandas, which is it's all over Islam and
So you
anything.
believe something you can't show us, something that you have no record of, something you have no evidence of, something that you don't have a paper copy of, there's no printing of it, there's nothing, but you believe in it. You believe in someone you cannot prove existed.
Well, because in reality we know that Abraham did not have any suhaf. Abraham did not have any books. So how can you believe a book never existed? Period. There was not even some writing by some wacko people who claim it to be Abraham's books. When in reality, we know. I mean, think about even when Muhammad spoke about Moses and the books of the Torah, the Alwah. The Bible talk about two pieces of stones have 10 commandments in it. Muslim scholars, they said the 17, 18, 25 boards, 10 feet tall and 50 feet wide. And I don't know how Moses was carrying them all the time. And in it, everything is written, not just the 10 Commandments. The whole Torah was written on that big piece of boards, and Prophet Moses would just carry them on his shoulder, moving from A to B to C to Z. Land
We know
as
what
he,
happened to Moses' books because remember, Moses was in Egypt. So those books were originally written on large stones that were actually used eventually to build the pyramids.
sure, it must be. Because Egyptian needed the stones to finish the project they started there. I mean,
Right.
wait until we get to Moses, brother. When you get to Moses, it will make your head spin. If you think your head is spinning with Hud and Saleh and Samud and these small, tiny stories, they get to Moses, you will discover that Allah is so ignorant of Moses. Jibril did not know jack about Moses, and Muhammad is fabricating propaganda about Moses, and somehow Muslim scholars believe in it. And if you tell them the true biblical account of Moses, written by the hand of Moses in the first 5 books of the Bible, they will tell you that is corrupted. You see, I got a friend one time, her name is Camel. She told me, when I read the Bible, I know it's not the word of God. And I said, what do you mean? She said, it is easy to understand. Anybody can write it. It is a human writings. I said, yeah. She said, but when I read the Quran, I know for sure it's the word of Allah. I said, how? She said, it is so hard to understand. It is so difficult to comprehend. Therefore, I know it is the level of the writing of Allah is higher and deeper than that of the writing of human. Look at the logic she's using. She cannot understand anything in the Quran. Therefore, it must be the word of God.
Wow. Wow. That is backwards. That
It
is
is.
so backwards.
It is.
Yeah. So the story of Hud, an apostle and the people of Ad, is condensed into 2 verses in Quran 41, 15 to 16. The punishment of Ad here is unfortunate days. Maybe like a bad hair day, maybe?
It is bad days. Yep. Midst of
Which
yeah.
Ibn Kathir explained was 7 nights and 8 days. Ibn Kathir stated that Ibn Abbas said it began on Friday, but others said it began on Wednesday, and others said it began on a day that ended in Y for sure.
Let me stop you for a minute. I love it. Remember I told you about me talking to my dad years ago, and I told him, Dad, teach me how to be silly or ridiculous. And my
Yeah.
daddy said, find something is not important and make big deal about. Here we go. We know nothing about prophethood. We know nothing about the people of Hud, but somehow scholars disagree. When is that 7 days of torment or misfortune days started? Was it Friday? Was it Saturday? What is Monday? I like it when you put it just a day ended with the letter Y. So it could be any day. But why does it make a big deal about it? That this, oh, we're talking about a true story. We're talking about a true information. It's about a great prophet and about the punishment which Allah has put on these people. When in reality, it is dumb. Nothing is there.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're reading Quran 41, 15 to 16. So as for Ad, so they were proud on the earth without the truth, and they said, who is stronger in power than us? Have they not seen that Allah, who created them, was greater than they in power? And they were disbelieving our signs. So we sent
Stop
to
here
them.
for a second. Well, stop for a second. Have they not seen that Allah? Who saw Allah? I mean, you know how this stupid question is written throughout the Quran? Have they not seen that Allah? Have they not heard that Allah? Have they not smelled that Allah? Have they not touched that Allah? You know nothing about Allah. Who saw Allah? Even Moses in the Quran did not see Allah when he desired to see Allah. So why Allah asking a ridiculous question like that?
Yeah, I have no idea, but Allah that created them was greater than they in power, and they were disbelieving our signs. So we sent on them a tempestuous wind. He gave them beans to eat for unfortunate days, so that we might make them taste the shameful torment of the world's life. And the torment of the hereafter is more shameful, and they will not be helped. Oh, that's very specific. That is very specific.
Yeah. Now we know what the punishment was.
So it's a storm, which they thought was rain. Okay, yeah, that's terrible. And when he warned his people in the dunes, and indeed the warners have passed from between his hands and from behind him. Okay, there were very small warners that passed between his hands. Okay.
Behind, left side. Yeah.
There you went YMCA.
Exactly.
And they passed
when Allah gave details on the Quran, it is ridiculous details. I don't even know why Allah mentioned that.
I have no idea. And when he warned his people in the dunes, the warners passed between his hands and from behind him, that you do not serve any except Allah. Surely I fear the torment of a great day for you. Okay,
What is a great day or great days or what? Remember, we talk about 7 days, 8 nights. Now it's about a great day. Why can't he put days? I need an S there, so keep the Quran in consistencies.
No, what Allah means is the day that it starts is a great day. Or maybe the day that it ends, you're like, oh my God, thank heavens for that. It's a great day that it ended. It's a day ending in Y.
Now you give better explanations that most Muslims cause, but I'm glad that you're helping Allah here. Go ahead.
Yeah, he needs all the help he can get, as far as I can tell.
Amen.
So they said, have you come to us to turn us away from our gods? So bring us what you promised us, if you were of the truthful. And he said, sure.
If you're talking about those people worshiping different gods, why can't give us a small summary? Who are these gods? How he worships them? How long they be worshiping them? And fill in the blank. Can you do a little bit info there?
Those gods, you know those ones, the ones that they were worshipped. You know those ones, like
not Allah, but the other ones.
Not the right ones, the wrong ones.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're supposed to say mashallah, subhanallah. You're supposed
Allah.
So he then said, surely the knowledge is only with Allah, and I'm delivering you to what I have been sent with. Yeah,
even in that verse here, Brother Lloyd, even in that verse here, it is the same way how Muhammad talked with the people of Quraysh. Whenever they ask my question, I'm only a messenger. I'm only delivering what Allah told me. I only know what Allah told me to tell you. What do you expect me to do? Do you think I'm a God? I'm not a God. I'm a human.
He's a warner, but he's the Nabi, but he's the final prophet, but he's the most important prophet. But he's just a warner. He's only a warner, nothing more. He doesn't know if he's going to go to paradise himself, except he's a warner, and he's going to come back from paradise because he's guaranteed to go, because he has to come back on the last day. So he's just a warner that doesn't know, but he's definitely going to come back from paradise.
Exactly. MashaAllah. I feel good now.
I'm here.
Can I say the Shahada now, or should we wait until the end of the program?
The Shana now goes at the end of the show because
I'm sorry. I thought maybe we can do it in the middle.
Good night,
Do, do,
sweet
do,
love.
do.
Yeah,
Amen.
it's time to go home. See, so the Shana na should go at the end because that's the
And
good
then,
night.
okay, I forgot. Okay. You don't make a big deal about it. It was just a
Don't worry,
question.
I'm here for you, man. I am here for you. Just
Amen.
remember, if you're in doubt, I'm here for you, man. So,
Love you. Love you, man. Go ahead.
but I see you are an ignorant people. So when they saw it coming they saw it coming straight for the valleys. It's coming. They said it is a passing with rain. Yet it is
Well, yeah,
walking.
you see cloud coming up. You say, hey, rain is coming. Yeah.
It's a storm. It is a painful
Yeah.
torment. It will destroy everything at the command of its Lord. So they became such that nothing could be seen except their dwellings. Likewise, we reward the criminal people. So yeah, something happened. Something happened. Something vague. I don't want to tell you, but it was a storm and there were clouds. And it was a day that was 8 days long. A hard day's night.
Now you are lying. It was 7 and 8, 7 days, 8 nights. There was no 9. Why do you add the word of Allah?
I'm just trying to help people understand. That's so. And Allah destroyed the first Ad and Tamud. So
No,
2 for the price of
Samud is
1.
coming up, man. Samud is coming up. You're rushing. Samud is coming
He
up.
did not spare. He did not spare.
You know that there was second ad?
I hate ads on TV. I prefer the show and when they break for
No.
ads.
The people ad, man. Ain alif del.
People of that. Oh,
Most
you mean advertisers? People who make ads. I hate those too. They're terrible. I'm not surprised Allah killed them. I mean,
they ruin your show, huh? Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
what do you think of people who make ads? There's some terrible ads on TV. I mean, like I'm
My
disappointed.
friend, we're talking about people are called ad, not the word ad in your English. You know.
Oh, this is something different because
That's not.
I mean, people.
Are you trying to tell me all what we have read so far about ad? You thinking we're talking about the ad on TVs? God help us, man.
Yeah, I mean, Allah could destroy those people. I think they probably deserve it. So, and the people of Noah before, surely they were more unjust and rebellious.
Notice what happened here. Notice what's happened. It's very important technique Muhammad used all over the Quran. He's making up story about Ad. He's making a story about Samud, and he inserted with Noah. Everybody believe in Noah. Automatically, when he mix Noah with Ad, now Noah is true story, then Ad must be true story. It's a very strong technique, filled with deception of Muhammad, mixing up true stories in the Bible with made-up stories. I do not know where they come from, if they're myth book or somebody made up for him. And now you can, oh, man, it must be true.
You know, I was one time. This actually, I was listening to someone. There was a car accident or something. My car got stolen or there was an accident. And they were asking the woman who was a witness, did you see the car? And she said, yes, I saw the car. And they said, what kind of car was it? And she said, a white one. Right? Now, guys will answer that completely differently. They'll say it was a 1987 BMW.
The name of the model and the shape and the size.
with 19-inch tires. And there were deep impact rims in chrome, right?
Sure.
But no, it was a white one. And the Quran is written by a woman.
You are in deep trouble, man. Are you trying to tell me that Aisha helped Muhammad? After all, Muhammad said, take half of your Quran from Aisha. Maybe she gave that half, which without any details.
Yeah, this is definitely written with crayons. So, and he destroyed Africa. What is that?
Africa. Hit 19. Go to 19, if you don't mind. Click on 19 or go down to 19. And what do we say here?
Meaningless word. Scholars erroneously claim this to be the name of the cities of Lot, which the Bible teaches were called Sodom and Gomorrah. So another
hit 19
made-up
again
word.
up, so you can go up. Hit 19 again. Now you can go up. All right. So what we have here is throughout the Quran, Muhammad made up words. And I say made up words. And my great evidence that these are made up words, first of all, they're not in the dictionary. Number two, scholars will give you different meaning for it. So you see a word is mutafikun. Okay, imagine I'm just making it up. You see the word jadun. Jadun. Oh, jadun is a shelf on the top of the wall in the kitchen. Oh, jaduf is actually the shovel you use to take over the snow from the steps. Square level shovel. Or jadun is the piece of metal. I mean, they give you different things about the same word. And then they say, Wallahu a'lam, and Allah knows best. So I say no, it is a made up word without any meaning because Muhammad was just made up stuff. Okay? And the proof is you don't even have an agreement what it is. Okay.
Have you asked a scholar?
What scholar, man? The Muslims do not have scholars. They're a bunch of dumbers. What do you mean, scholar?
That's what they always tell me. It's you got to ask a scholar.
Well, I know, but I'm talking about these are the different opinions of scholars. I mean, you go to Ibn Kathir, اختلف العلماء.
Yeah, he's the wrong scholar, not that scholar. The other scholar, the one with the answer.
Oh, but they all do not have an answer. Oh, they have many answers. You just have to choose which one you like. It's not
The scholars
the
are wrong.
reason they're called scholars because
you're talking to.
Brother
The
Lloyd,
scholars-
they are scholars because they have more answers than you can handle. You cannot handle their answers. You just have to choose one and go with it.
See, you can't handle the truth
Yeah, that is a few good men.
because they were telling the truth, and you can't handle it. It's like which
You
one?
can't handle the truth.
This is so. Okay,
We don't
fine.
have scholars.
Yeah. So they were destroyed with a roaring, violent wind, and it says this. So he coveted what he coveted. Yeah, he coveted what he covered.
And he didn't know what it is. He did not know how he did it.
Yeah,
He
and
didn't
which
know.
Lord's benefits will you dispute about because he covered what he covered for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe
And how can you dispute about something you do not know what it
Allah
is?
was the insurance salesman, and they had cover.
Brother,
Maybe
welcome to the Quran.
he made it subservient against them continuously for 7 nights and 8 days. You see the people fallen in it as if they were the trunks of hollow palm trees. So did you see if any of them are left? Okay, fine. Finally, in Quran 89. Have you not seen how your Lord did with Ad at Iram, that with columns, which none like it was created in the countries, and Thamud, who hewed out the rocks in the valley, and Pharaoh with the stakes?
Oh, stop. Whoa, stop. When it comes to Pharaoh, that's my ancestors. You know what is the stakes? That is a piece of wood which you use to tie the tent to the ground. What do you call it? Stakes. Now, I never study anywhere in all the history of Egypt. We do not even have a drawing. We do not have a map.
Allah was making T-bone steaks. Have you thought about that? Maybe Allah made a really good roast.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe it's great with the griddle. Number one with the griddle.
None of the pharaohs ever lived in tent. Those who lived in tent are in Muhammad days in Saudi Arabia.
It could have been great. It could have been. See, this finger, this is number one with the grill. See, Allah was number one with the grill. So that was a T-bone steak. See? He likes it medium rare.
I do not know why you want to change why you want to change the subject from Pharaoh to something else. I'm trying to defend the honor of my ancestor.
So you're saying there were no tent pharaohs. So you're saying there were no tent pharaohs?
No, Pharaoh never lived in tent. Therefore, they do not need the stakes to hold the tent to the ground.
Maybe it was those. Maybe the pyramid was made of cardboard the first time.
No,
stakes to hold the cardboard.
Still, the answer is still no. You cannot defend Allah in that one. You know, I have my ancestry history written or digged in rocks. They never lived in tent. They never needed a stake to hold the tent to the ground. You're a loser. You and your Allah are losers. Go ahead.
Maybe the stake was holding the grill down to the ground.
It's not a big piece of meat, man. Tell Muslims, when and where Pharaoh used a tent? and then we can add the steak to it, and we can eat it afterwards.
Okay, so, and those who rebelled in the countries, so that they increased the vandalism in them.
Oh, no, 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 no. Those who rebelled in the countries. Who are those?
The rebellious, it's those rebellious people that didn't listen. Yeah, those guys. Those guys are bad.
Oh, the bad ones. Okay, now I know who's you are. I know exactly what Allah's talking about.
Yeah, those guys. Them. Yeah, them. So,
Yeah.
and so your Lord poured in them a salt of torment, and surely your Lord is ever watchful. Big Brother is watching. So yeah, you don't want to have your steaks removed.
Then you'll
So
be hungry, or the tent will fly off.
yeah, so Ibn Kathir stated that Aisha, Muhammad's child wife, said that whenever a storm passed, Muhammad used to say, "Oh Allah, I ask you its good, and the good of what is in it, and the good that came with it. And I seek refuge from you, its evil, and from the evil that has been sent with it." So when the clouds began to spread in the sky, Muhammad became anxious. But we heard that before, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but when the rain started, Muhammad relaxed. When Aisha noticed this, she asked him why he always said this prayer. Perhaps the storm would be like the one that destroyed Ad.
You see,
Ibn Kathir.
Muhammad proved that the story he invented in the Quran is true in every day where his clouds show up on top of his sky.
Right, and also who that performed the Hajj, as was in the case of Noah. So, in other words, Noah, who lived like 3,000 years before Muhammad, did the Hajj in Mecca, which didn't exist at the time, and
Sure.
Hud, long before Muhammad existed, long before even Mecca existed, did the Hajj. True story.
Yeah.
No proof
Every-
needed.
No, but you see, you believe in the wrong information. Adam built the Kaaba. The black stone Adam put in it, it used to be white. That is the difference between the Kaaba in Adam days and Kaaba in Muhammad days. That stone was white, and because people kiss it and they receive forgiveness of the sin moved into the stone and turned gray, darker gray, almost black, now black, hard black. That is only different. But Adam is the one who built the Kaaba. So don't tell me it was not there.
And took on their sins. So the stone took on the sins of the world. Is that what you're saying?
Amen. But you have to kiss it without making any sound. Listen, listen. You hear it? If you make a sound, the sin will come out back on your lips, in your mouth.
Okay. I'm just going to find something here, but
Yeah, you can find it. Yeah, I'm telling you the truth. Muhammad said it. I believe he said it. It must be true. When you kiss the stone, you kiss it without making any noise. Soft kissing.
like French
Ah,
kissing?
that is licking. That guy's stupid. He must be not a good Muslim. He's licking it. You're supposed to kiss it softly. That's disgusting.
Strumming my face with his fingers, killing my life with these words, killing me. Ooh, yeah.
Can you show the picture,
Yeah,
man? That's
you
sick,
gotta
man.
lick it.
You know how many
Before-
million people kiss and that idiot lick it like that? What if you have COVID or some disease? That is
This
disgusting.
is. It's got nothing. Seriously, licking a rock is nothing to do with paganism. Get that thought out of your head, you audience, Osama. Licking a rock, kissing a rock has got nothing to do with paganism. We don't care that the pagans did it before Muhammad, and Muhammad said that's paganism. The fact that Muslims doing it now are doing it is for different reasons completely.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. MashaAllah,
It's
mashallah.
like, it's like the time that I was challenged by someone to a fight and I ran away and people said I was a coward and I said no because I was running away because I had to be at another fight that was away from the first fight. But
Bigger fight, more important.
a bigger fight. Yeah,
Bigger
yeah.
guy.
But I only had a few minutes to get there, so I had to leave that fight because I needed to be at another.
You know what I always tell my son? I just don't want to hurt him. The reason I don't wrestle with my son, who is almost a foot taller than me and twice as stronger than me, I said, son, I don't want to hurt you. That's why I'm not going to wrestle with you anymore.
Yeah. That's my story, and I'm sticking by it.
I don't want, and I'm sticking with mine too.
Yeah. So. Right. So the Prince of Believers, Ali ibn Abu Talib, mentioned that the tomb of Hud is located in the country of Yemen.
Let's go to Yemen.
But it could
We're
also
going to
be
go
in
to Yemen first.
But Allah knows best. Sadly,
Wait a minute. Do you know that Damascus is not in Yemen? Damascus is actually up in Syria.
It's
So,
a different
so is
place.
it in Yemen or in Syria?
Um,
Oh, no. Here it is. Listen. Read the last four words in the bottom there.
Allah knows best.
That's it. Yeah, why you worry about it? He could be in Damascus. He could be in Syria. Could be anywhere. Who cares?
Yeah, and this does not exist in the Bible. But yeah, guys, don't let this story turn you away from Islam.
Yeah.
Um,
Please stick with Muhammad. You win. You win.
because this should improve your faith in the Quran. And as for me though, I'm just seeing Islamophobia levels growing. So yeah, so that was that. That was a great story. That was a great story.
And we learn lots of lessons from it. We do not know who is who, and we do not know who are his people, and we do not know where the story take place, and we do not know when the story take place. We do not know what the advice of the prophethood, and we did not know why people did not obey his advice because he never know what it is, and he is buried in some tomb somewhere on earth. So obviously we got all the information which will help you to understand that this is a true story. It must happen, and Muhammad mentioned it all over the Quran. What do you expect? He making it up? What his benefit from that? You know?
But Hood's story is obviously in all of these other books that don't exist either, right? So his
That's
story
okay.
was in a lot of other books,
But
but
see,
those
but
books
even if there if you found other books, these other books has been corrupted. That's why the true story it's in the Quran, in the final word of Allah. That's why Allah gave it to Muhammad again, because many of the stories you read in the Quran are already in corrupted books. So because people corrupted them. You see?
okay. So the Quran is here to fill in all the details.
Exactly. Exactly.
Wow. Yeah,
Now, are we
Allah,
going to say the Shahada now, or should we wait until we finish the next story?
the Shana Na comes at the end. Good night.
Oh,
Sweet
man,
dreams.
I just can't wait. I saw, listen. I saw TV on YouTube, and the man said, "I cannot wait to say the Shahada." And he was serious. He's an American guy, and he did not even know what he's saying when he said the Shahada. It was Shananana. How you say it?
The Shana Na, yeah.
The Shanana, exactly. So I cannot wait to say the Shahada. Please hurry up. I need to say it
Okay.
right now.
Well, that was a great story. And so, for those of you who are falling asleep, actually, no, I doubt anyone fell asleep. I'm sure people were just like picking themselves up off the floor after they fell off their chairs with laughter. So guys, that was Hood, true story,
Yes.
right? Robbing
No,
Hood.
get to Saleh now. I cannot, because see, I like camels. I like Saleh because it is the story about the camels.
Yeah, no, the details are meaningless. Allah knows best. Don't worry about the details.
Who knows? Who can? You see, here's what Muslim scholars said. If Allah want us to know the details, He would have given it to Prophet Muhammad. But it is not important. Why do you need the details for? You see,
Um,
I'm convinced.
you know what we need to do? We need to get some money and we need to go to the specific places mentioned in the Quran and go dig up those graves. We need to go find those prophets. We need to go find
But
those
you
places.
see, you made a mistake. There is no specific place in the Quran. You have to dig the whole entire earth to find what the Quran said it is there. You
I mean,
said,
you're only going to check
dig,
Damascus. So you're just going to find a grave in Damascus.
you know
Or
how big
maybe
Damascus is? Brother, Damascus is bigger than your house. It's a big capital.
I
And
looked at
then,
the map. I looked at the map. It was about this big.
yeah,
This big.
on the map. But when you go there, you drive hours in it. See, what do you expect? You're going to dig in every tomb? There's lots of tombs there. Which one?
Allah was very specific. He said in Damascus. So it's kind of very clear. It's not
Okay, mashallah. Move
right.
on. MoveOn.org.
So let's learn some more history, geography. Let us learn about the fascinating history of Islam. We're not going to go deep dive into the specifics, the details. We're going to see the difference from the Quran and
It's
the
waste
Bible. How
of
the
time.
Quran teaches
You
you
lose, yeah.
facts.
You waste, brother. You waste time. You lose energy to go in some specifics. What do you need for it? Okay. Now,
So who was Saleh?
why you even ask the question?
He was from the famous tribe of Thamud that had 7 days and 8 nights of storms.
Ooh.
So, we wonder how Ibn Kathir can claim that Salih came from a famous tribe if there are no historical or archaeological records of this prophet or tribe. That's because the archaeological records were corrupted.
Listen, brother. If you don't believe the first story in the Quran, you will never believe the second story because the second story is built on the first story. So you have to believe Samud was right. That's real people. It's a tribe. And remember that this is the word of Allah. It must be true. And therefore, Salih must be true too. I mean, who came
Yeah.
first, the eggs or the chicken?
God made chickens, I think.
Okay, so chicken is the people of Samud, and Salih is the egg, came out of the chicken. You see? I prove it to you in easy steps here. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Vitai. Daniel Krul. Vitai. So,
Yeah.
Esh Daniel. Right. So, how Ibn Kathir can claim that he came from a famous tribe if there's no historical or archaeological records? We need to start asking Muslims
But see,
for
it
facts.
was famous at their time, not today. That is what is the point. You're missing it.
Okay, but I understand now. It was famous at the time, but then they lost all the records. Just like they lost
Yeah.
the Injil, the Taurat, the Zabur, they just lost it.
Everything can be lost, man. Everything can be lost.
It's sad. So
Be
Ibn
careful.
Kathir gave us the genealogy of Saleh, that he was Saleh ibn Abd, ibn Mash, ibn Abid, ibn Hagar, ibn Tamud, ibn Abr, ibn Aram, ibn Shem, ibn Noah. Okay? Yeah, son of Noah. For
See,
sure.
you got all the names, and you know that there was Shem. You know that there was Noah. Hello, he's not making this up.
No, this is yeah, definitely. In fact, notice he is actually Saleh is descended from those evil Jews they all want to kill. I don't understand. So it's very important for them to descend from the people that they call evil. Very strange, but okay, fine.
Yeah.
Salih called his people to worship Allah alone and to leave their idols and not have any partner with Allah. So yeah, a group of them believed him, but another group became infidels and plotted to kill him and his camel.
Woo! I told you about the camel. You didn't believe me. Here is
And
the
because
camel
of
coming
this,
up.
Allah decided to destroy them.
Mm.
Okay, that's yeah. No, I mean, the camels were like dogs back then. You know, man's best friend.
Now, but that camel is a camel. It's a miracle camel. You find out in a minute here.
Yeah, no doubt. So the story of Saleh, like the story of Hud, is repeated throughout the Quran in the following passages: chapter 7, chapter 11, chapter 15, chapter 17, chapter 26, chapters 27, 41, 54, and 91. So it's like a repeated serial. It's like a. It's
You know why Muhammad repeat the stories? Seriously. You know why Muhammad repeat the stories in the Quran? He believed in Prophet Joseph Goebbels. Joseph Goebbels said, if you tell a lie big enough and keep repeating it, people will eventually comes to believe it. If Muhammad mentioned the story of Prophet Saleh and his camel one time in the Quran, that'll be it. But say, people will not believe it. But when you read it and 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 you read it, then you believe it. MashaAllah.
So yeah, this is. But actually, you see, you're getting it. You're missing the details here. This is like episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4. It's like watching Netflix. You know, every
But
week there's.
if you're careful, that is if you're using your brain while you're reading this episode, because in reality it is one story and it's repeated in many different words.
You know, Islam invented everything. They invented Netflix.
Oh, I see. Makes sense.
They invented the concept that led to Netflix, where you have a weekly episode of
Hey.
shows. They created the serialization of the story.
Ooh, yes.
So basically, in the mosque, at the end of the sermon, the imam goes, and for the next exciting episode of what happened to Saleh, come back next week, next Friday, for part 2 of this incredible story. Yeah, that's how.
Cannot wait to go back. Yes, indeed. I need to hear the rest of the story.
Exactly. And you heard it here first, folks. That is the Netflix theory of the Quran. Anyone, if it becomes famous, you heard it here first.
Lloyd the man.
Right. And the similarity between these two prophets is amazing. We don't have any details concerning the stories of these two prophets and concerning the wording in both. It seems as if the stories were copied and pasted with just a change in the names. No
Just a
way.
minute. Let me answer the phone. Jibril is calling me. Hello,
If you could
hello,
strangle your phone cord,
Jibril. No, that's okay. It's not Jibril, man. That's
if
my
you
friend's office. I'm sorry to bother you with the phone. I thought maybe Jibril want to talk to me, but it's too late.
yeah,
Okay.
be careful. They might choke you with the phone cord.
Are you serious?
Jabril does things like that.
All right.
So just so you know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Ibn Kathir stated the two prophets and their people are mentioned in Quran 14, 25, 38, 50, 53, and 89. So yeah, Ibn Kathir admitted that these two nations, Ad and Thamud, were not mentioned in the book of the people of the book. Ooh, the Christians and the Jews, neither the Bible nor the
Man,
Torah.
oh man, you mean I was right when I said these names and these people were never mentioned in the Bible?
Um,
I, but see, I'm glad he did that because otherwise, you know what Muslim will tell you? Oh, you corrupted your Bible. You removed these stories from the Bible. They were there and you took them out because you know that it is in the Quran and you're trying to make the Quran look bad. Okay.
right. So
Mashallah.
Ibn Kathir simply used the Quran to try to prove the existence of such two nations. I believe he struggled with this because there is no external evidence that these people ever existed. I've been asking Muslims, ancient Palestine, this ancient Muslim Palestine that existed thousands of years ago, what's the name of the first king of this famous, powerful, ancient Palestine? And they don't seem to answer me. And one guy actually gave me the name of a Jewish king, believe it or not. He was
Did he
like,
know it
well,
was a Jewish king or he thought he was a Palestinian king?
he was trying to redefine. He says, "Well, you see, actually, it was no. The Palestinians were the first monotheists. You see, and then late because people were multi-theist, polytheist, and then they became monotheists, and that led to the Palestinian monotheism. But the first king of monotheism of Palestine was, and he gave me the name of a Jewish king, of John Hyrcanus, and you're like, that's a Jew. So you mean that the Palestinians are Jews? But yeah, so
Maybe the Jewish took the names out of the Palestinians and repeated them. You see?
my brain hurts. So
Your brain hurts. You need to drink some coffee after we finish the program. And then maybe if you sleep for 15 hours or 15 days or maybe 15 months, you'll feel much better.
but you can see these people are gaslighting you. They're willing to lie blatantly just to frustrate you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean,
And you
look at
know, they have no what they call this blood in their faith that they can look at the camera and they can look at the people and they lie. I mean, you're talking about some of the greatest doctors in Egypt who actually prove that they found out where this big wall was built out of iron covered with copper between two mountains, which was built by Alexander the Great, and they will tell you where it's at. When you go on Google Earth, you'll never find it. This is just something I'm working on right now in my study for my
right.
programs, which I record for VCO. I said, wait a minute, there is no mountain made of iron covered with copper anywhere on Earth. I mean, that's huge mountain. Where is that? But he made up. He looked at the camera. He said, "We just discovered it last year." And he give you, he said, "It is in some other." He would. I mean, it's just so ridiculous. I would pay him first class flight to take me down there and show it to me because it does not exist. But they have no any
The CIA is covering it up.
logic.
The CIA is covering it up, Usama.
Yeah, put some dirt on it and cover it with some trees and bushes stuff. Yeah.
So they know about it. It's in the basement of the Smithsonian Museum, and it's
Oh,
covered up.
makes sense. Yep, they covered it
So
up.
I just want to say thank you to Andrea. Really appreciates a new donation from Andrea. Really kind of you. Thank you very, very much. I wanted to ask you that very same question. Where is this wall of iron? And earlier when this guy came on and said that Axel Rudakabana is a hero, I mean, this is a form of psychological operations. This was used very successfully by the Russians. It's something they taught called, well, actually, technically, it's something that was created by the communist Chinese called the People's War. So it's basically where you utilize psychological operations. You commit a heinous crime, and then you utilize this, you rub it in the faces of people, and you claim to be the victims afterwards.
Oh yeah.
To destabilize people, to give them no way to frustrate, to vent their frustrations. But so it just shows that they are whether they know it or not, they're part and parcel of a program designed to show you their power, to show you what they can do, and to show that you are powerless. And then they obviously are gleefully. I mean, people talk about the dancing Iranians. Well, what about these gleeful Muslims
Yeah.
who are cheering this on? What about the people who have marches every year to celebrate 9/11? You know, these Muslims. What about those guys? Right, the thousands of people dancing in the street cheering the murders of October 7th.
Actually, the best candy to all the children on September 11th to say, you know, Allah have given us the victory. And they say they killed actually 30,000 people. The American people are lying, and they say only 3 because they're embarrassed of the victory Allah has given us. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So, I mean, it's said that if they can make you believe absurdities, they can make you commit atrocities. And this is
Sure.
exactly what we are seeing.
What they're doing. Mhm.
And these absurdities that we are covering here, I mean, these stories, I'm sorry, but I've read this now and it's stupid. These are childish, amateurish stories. This has got nothing on the poetry or the
You know,
historicity of the Bible.
Yeah, Brother Lloyd, one of the statements which my editor removed from the book many times, I said, I wonder what Ibn Kathir was drinking or smoking before he wrote these nonsense material, because it cannot be a normal person, a human with knowledge and some logic to write some of the stuff they're writing down. Man, these people they must be smoking something very bad. I don't know what it is, but I wish people will not just listen to their lies and accept it without using their logic as well.
Logic is their enemy. Facts are their enemy. History is their enemy. They need to destroy those things.
Anyway, let's continue with the Prophet's
on evidence.
Yeah.
Right. The stories from the Bible stand on evidence, stand on history.
And it have lots of logic, even if there is no evidence for it, but we do have archaeological evidence for everything. There's logic. You don't make up stuff and expect me to believe it.
Right. No, true. So let me see. We don't have any details concerning the story of these prophets that were copied and pasted, right? And they're not mentioned in the Bible. So Ibn Kathir used the Quran to try to prove the existence of these two nations. So he struggled with this because there is no external evidence that these people or their prophets exist.
Mm-hmm.
Ibn Kathir uses Quran 14, 8-9. If you, and Moses apparently said this, if you and all who are on the earth be infidels, so surely Allah is rich, praised. Have you not received the news of those who were before you? The people of Noah and Ad and Thamud and those who are after them. No one knows them but Allah. Okay, so why would we care? It's like if only Allah knows. And
this is what I call, Lloyd, this is what I call the internal evidence that Muhammad is lying. I mean, remember, they always talk about these people as famous, they're famous tribes, they're famous people, famous this, famous that. But at the same time, Moses said something was never mentioned in the Bible. I know about Moses. I read everything Moses wrote in the first 5 books in the Bible, the Torah. And I never see Moses in the Torah mention the people of Ad or the people of Thamud. And what is making it more stupid is he is telling us no one knows them except Allah. So if no one knows him except Allah, how in the world you makes him famous and you makes him throughout the tell me the story?
Proof that says there right there in the Quran.
Yeah.
Didn't you see the proof that's in the Quran? The Quran is proof.
No, Muhammad is putting words in Moses' mouth to convince his people that these people has existed and
Moses,
the story is true.
You can say that? Moses? What do you, no. It's in the Quran. For sure. And there's the people at the lake next to the stone house with the boat.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep. When it was raining, it was actually they have cloud and it rained on that day when that happened. I remember. It was a rainy day, and then the rain stopped. I remember.
Yeah, these are clear words from Moses to his people concerning these two Arab nations, and we know it's true because we know it's in the Quran, and if it's in the Quran, it's true. Since these two nations were Arab, Moses' people must not have kept their stories. Oh, the Moses. So wait. Hold on, Usama. Moses was in Arabia.
Well, he spoke Arabic too, and when Moses went and did the Hajj and he visited Mecca, he actually met with Abraham and Muhammad was there too. But then Muhammad came back later.
Okay, but but Moses, unlike Abraham and Muhammad who had the Burak, Moses drove a Volvo.
No, it was not Volvo. It was something else. I can't remember, but it was not a Volvo. No.
Okay, but I need to check the facts, the details, but I know it's something like that. So, okay, no, we're getting somewhere. So Moses must not have kept their stories very well, because Allah's words cannot be corrupted. Even though,
Sure.
according to Kathir, they were very famous in Moses' days.
Very
Right.
famous, but Moses said only Allah knows him. So obviously, I believe they were famous, and the reason is because Allah knows him. So that makes him famous.
Yep. So Ibn Kathir stated there were Arabs who came after the people of Ad, because the Arabs feature all over the Bible, for sure. But they did not learn a lesson from them and their history.
Now, let me stop you for a minute. Let me stop you for a minute. We know from some Muslims that Muhammad is the only Arab prophet. Allah sent to the Arab and then he sent to the whole world. But at the same time, we know that Saleh was an Arab prophet before Muhammad, and Hud was an Arab prophet before Muhammad, and somebody else was an Arab prophet before Muhammad. So how can Muhammad be the first Arab prophet when there are Arab prophets
Abraham
before
was
him?
there, and Ishmael were there before Muhammad, and they were both prophets.
And and Ishmael learned the Arabic language. He was the first man who spoke the Arabic language, and he learned it from his wife, family. Yeah.
Right. So the first man to learn Arabic. Okay, so his wife's family were only women. So he was the first male, the first man.
To speak the
Everyone
Arabic.
else
Oh, now
was
makes sense.
female.
That makes sense now. I got it. I was a little bit doubting it, but now I'm convinced. Mhm.
So yeah, it's problem solved.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah. So Ibn Kathir began by citing Quran 7, verse 73. And to Thamud, their brother Saleh said, O my people, serve Allah. You have no God other than Him. Indeed, a proof came to you from your Lord. This is a camel of Allah, assigned to you, the famous camel. So let her go at large to eat on Allah's earth. And do not touch her with evil, so a painful torment will overtake you. And remember, when He made you viceroys after Ad and gave you dwellings on the earth, on its plains, you take kasurans and hew
The
out.
story is castles, huge castles, man. Okay.
Right. And
It's
hew
another
out of the
Arabic.
mountain houses.
Yeah.
Is this talking about Petra? I have no idea. Oh, but then again, you also have even in Arabia, there are these houses hewn out of the rocks. There's that
Oh
too.
man, big kusur. Qasr is only for rich people. Like wow, like a village.
Right. Actually, hold on. I'm just trying to think what this place is in Arabia.
Yep.
I'm just trying to find. So hold on. Here's an example of it. Not the best example, but you have these places in Arabia
Yeah.
like
This
this.
no. Are you serious?
Yeah,
That's a
these are in
kusur.
Arabia. This is Alula. This is similar to Petra. Similar to Petra. You can see these.
Yeah,
You
that makes
you can actually
looks
find
great.
these things, and you see
Looks
these.
wow. But that's not the word kusur. With all respect, that's a big piece of rock, and people empty it and make a house out of it. But I'm talking about a kusur,
This is
a castle built shape like beautiful houses.
yeah, but you've got these crazy Alula. So it's actually I can just let me see. Oh, Ula, Arabia. So they've got these rock cut tombs like this, and tombs in places like that. I wonder if
That
that
looks
is.
nice. I like that.
Yeah, I wonder if this has anything. Oh, there's another one. I wonder if this has anything to do with what they're referring to here in the Quran.
Maybe that's one left over. It was not destroyed because I believe they were destroyed. Nothing was left from them and nothing to. I mean, here is one of the evidence that the stories Muhammad made is true. That if you search for them archaeologically, you will never find any existence. So maybe
Yeah,
this was a mistake because Allah forgot to mention that one was
these
left
things are
behind.
like
And because
7,000 years old. Some of these, I mean,
and
some of these places are primitive, more primitive than those, and they're thousands
oh,
of years, 7,000 years old. And you're like, okay, but this is all
yeah.
pagan stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. So Ibn Kathir interpreted the verses by stating that Allah makes the people of Tamud the successors, that they may learn from their affairs. Yeah. Also, they would do the opposite of what the people of Ad did. Allah gave them permission to build castles on the plains and hew out houses in the mountains. So they should accept the grace of Allah with thanksgiving and good deeds and serve Him alone. If they disobeyed, the punishment would be great. Yeah, they'll get a camel that'll eat everything. Ibn Kathir wrote that this was why Saleh preached to them with saying in the Quran, "Will you be left secure in what is here, in gardens and springs and plants and palm trees with tender shoots of flowers?"
Wait, wait.
Yeah,
But
you know what your
if there
flowers
was any brother, if gardens, I can imagine they can go on. Where are the evidence of any springs in this land?
are. The springs were corrupted because the maps were corrupted because the CIA has the original maps, but they kept them in the basement of the
Another
of
museum, the other museum. Yeah, the museum of other people. I got you. Okay, continue.
so they have the facts. Everyone knows Islam is actually the oldest religion, and it's all written in Arabic. True story.
hmm hmm hmm
Hmm.
Who continued?
Yeah, and this was interpreted to mean gathering a lot of mature plants and trees. Yeah, yeah. Look, guys, a lot of mature plants and
Lots of
trees.
trees in Saudi Arabia. Yep, yep. And I remember that there was some trees there, lots of them. Yeah.
And you carve skillful houses in the mountains. So fear Allah and obey me.
You
You
see
know,
here? No, 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 no. This not. Fear Allah, obey me. That is
that's
the
new.
same word of Prophet Saleh. Fear Allah and obey me. Why Muhammad said that? Because he wants the Muslims to fear Allah and obey Muhammad. See, it's the same rules, same laws. He's like every other prophet, man.
Okay, no, that's new. That's actually new. He's being creative here. I'm surprised. O my people, serve Allah. You have no other God than Him. He brought you forth from the earth and has settled you in it. So ask forgiveness, then repent to Him. And surely my Lord is near answering. Right.
Yep. Mhm.
So Allah was the one who created them. No way.
No, it's
And then,
true. It's true.
and He created the plants and the fruits because He is the provider. They should leave what they were doing and serve Him alone. Obviously, they messed up because now Arabia is just desert. So Allah took it all away because these Arabs are bad.
When he punished them, yep, because he did not
Yeah.
live right. They did not
So
obey
learning
his their
about
prophet.
right now. That's what I'm getting from this.
Me too.
Quran 11 states, they said, O Saleh, indeed you were among us and hope was in you before that. Do you forbid us to serve that which our fathers serve?
No, that's the same question everybody asked before.
I was about to say,
Same
I've heard
question.
people.
I mean, can
people
Muhammad put different words? I'm getting bored, man. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. Okay, go ahead.
Sergeant Grinch, all the best with your discharge and your healing.
From the hospital soon. Praise God.
And surely we are in grave doubt of what you are calling us to. Oh my, and my people have seen
No,
them.
no, 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 no. They're in great doubt of what he's called them to do. Worship Allah. We're in great doubt of that, man. We like to worship the gods, which we seen our parents worship. Okay, go ahead.
Right? No, they're in great doubt. Oh my people, have you seen that if I were with a proof from my Lord and He gave me from Him mercy, so who will help me against the life I disobey Him? So you will not increase me other than loss. Okay,
Ooh.
right, fine, yeah. So the interpretation by Ibn Kathir was that the people of Tamud said that they were hoping that Salih was of sound mind.
He's gone crazy, man. You know why he said that? Because people in Muhammad, they told him, you're a nutcase, you're crazy, or you're demon possessed. So to Muhammad defend himself, he said, oh, they said the same thing to Prophet Saleh, to Prophet Hud, and Prophet blah blah, and so on. Go ahead.
Wow, it's not a coincidence. People were saying the same. I
Think
wonder if they said
about
that about Moses and about,
everybody.
okay.
As a
So,
matter of fact, yeah. In the Quran, they thought Moses also was crazy.
right, they were astonished that he asked them to leave their service to their gods and the religion of their fathers and their grandfathers. Saleh kindly and softly answered their question by calling them to what is good. What is your thought? If my command to you and inviting you was the truth, then what will be your excuse with Allah? And you are asking me not to call you and be in disobedience to Allah? You cannot change me, and no one of you can change me. I will continue to call you to Allah without having any partner with Him until Allah judge between me and you.
And
Allah
you.
is kind of judgmental here, but that's
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
right. And they said, surely you are from the bewitched. But Muhammad was bewitched. That's admitted.
But the reason Muhammad made up the story about that Prophet Saleh and his people and put the statement, surely you are bewitched, because he's trying to tell the Arabs in the 1400 years ago that I'm not the first one who's been accused of being bewitched. Look at this prophet and this prophet and this prophet. That is a normal thing. Okay.
Yeah, and he says, Ibn Kathir said this meant that he was bewitched, that he did not know what he was saying. He was just a human like they were. They said he must show them a great miracle to prove the truth of his message.
Oh,
I believe
prove
that
it.
was
But here's the difference now. At least the people of Saleh asked Saleh to prove to them that he's a prophet by performing some miracle. And Prophet Saleh did. But in the case of Muhammad, people begged him and begged him and begged him, please perform a miracle. Prove to us that you are a prophet. And he did not. That is a huge difference, in my humble opinion.
Well, I'm going to fix that for you. I'm going to show you how Saleh had previously proved things. Saleh's
Okay.
replies in Quran 26. In verse 155, he said, this is a camel. To her, a drink. And to you, a drink. A known day. And do not touch her with evil, so the torment of a great day will overtake you. Yeah? It's like, you know what? This reminds me. I know exactly what is going to go on here. This is like
Yeah.
John Wick. The prophet John Wick. They killed his dog. So the prophet befell a great evil on the people who killed the puppy. So this is like back then in Arabia, they didn't have puppies. They had small camels, baby camels. So
No,
they
but
hurt
that
the
was a
baby
big
camel.
camel, man. That was a big camel.
So Saleh here, his surname was Wick. He befell upon them a great evil because they killed the puppy camel.
Okay.
That's my story.
No, it's good. It's convincing. I'm convinced. Can you read a little bit more? Maybe a bit more
Indeed,
convinced.
the proof came
Yeah.
to you from your Lord. This is a camel of Allah. Yes, the camel of Allah. Yeah, could have been a donkey of Allah, but he chose a camel.
No,
A
it's
sign
good.
to you.
Mhm.
So let her go at large to eat on Allah's earth and do not touch her with evil, so a painful torment will overtake you. Then in
Notice
Quran,
here, the same story we read in previous verses, Muhammad repeated again and repeated again and repeated again. As I'm telling you, he was just retelling the story to a new group of people, a little bit different words because he could not remember. And those who put the Quran together years later, they say, oh, here's another story. Here's another story. Muhammad said that they have no common sense. You should put the story of Saleh one time and forget about the contradictory words which Muhammad said in his 20-some years claiming to be the prophet.
no, you know what? This was originally, you see, originally they had a shaggy dog in the story. Originally it was a shaggy dog story.
Yeah.
And then he realized, hold on, context is king. We need to make this into a camel because we're in Arabia today. So it was originally a shaggy dog story, but then they had to change it to a shaggy camel. And
Do
then it
you
just
have
became
evidence, sir? Do you have evidence of that, or are you just making it up? You're making it up. You see, I know you're lying to me because Allah's word is the truth. Read the word of Allah, man.
okay, you got me that time, but
I
next time,
got you. I won. You lose.
I'm just, so in Quran 17:59, and nothing prevented us from sending the signs except that the ancients denied them. And we gave the camel to Tamud, a visible, so that they treated her unjustly. And we do not send with the signs except to make fear.
That is one of the verse which really, we're going to get to it, by the way, later when we go to the Isra wal Mi'raj. Well, actually, we're going to talk about when we talk about the miracles of Muhammad as well, the separate study we do on Saturdays. But amazingly, that Allah in that verse is telling Muhammad, the reason I did not give you miracle, that the reason I did not cause you to perform any wonder or any signs? Because the ancient did not believe in them. So what is the purpose of doing it again anyway? It's waste of time, waste of energy. But in the same verse, his Allah telling, here is Allah gave the camel to the people of Samud through Prophet Saleh.
I mean, hold on now. So basically, Allah had sent a white elephant to India, but in Arabia they sent a white camel. Maybe what color was this camel?
It was gray camel, man, gray camel. Normally camel are beige, but that one was gray because it's a miracle. But the baby was different color. You know, when that camel came out of the rock, it was pregnant and have another baby.
Okay, right. So
you're gonna read it. It's coming up. It's coming up.
So the people of Tamud requested a camel from Saleh as a sign to prove his message. That's what I always ask for. Like someone says, I'm going to
need a camel. Prove to me. Show me a camel. Yeah, must be a camel.
Show me the camel. I mean, in fact, there was a movie made on this, right? It starred what's that guy? Thomas Cruise Mayfather III. Tom Cruise, and he hits on his desk and he's on the phone and he says, "Show me the camel." But
he did that.
But in Hollywood, they changed the story and then they inserted the word money.
See, they corrupted the true story by
It's crazy. Show me the money, but it was actually show me the camel because
it was the camel
inspired by this.
I guarantee you. Yeah, it's a true story. I know.
And the scholar interpreter explained that the people of Tamud were gathered in their club. They had clubs back then.
Yeah, was a golf club or what kind of club is that? It was a club. It was a club. Yeah.
There were a lot of baby seals around, so it's more like they were going clubbing with the seals. And the messenger, and they were gathered in their club, and the messenger of Allah, Saleh, came calling them to Allah. He reminded them, warned them, and preached to them. So they said, if you bring to us a camel from this rock, pointing to a rock with this description, she must be pregnant and tall and so forth. And the Prophet Saleh said, if I answer your request regarding what you asked, will you believe in what Allah said and accept my message? And they said yes. So they made a
So that's a good deal. They asked for a camel out of this rock with this specific description in details. And he said, if I would do it, you believe in Allah? And they said yes. So let us see. I like it. That makes sense, man.
Produce a chapter like it.
And we have to listen. Not only the camel will come out of the rock, she must be pregnant.
I mean,
hey, it's true. That's what you want. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they made a covenant with Allah, and Prophet Saleh stood up and prayed to Allah to answer the request. And Allah commanded the rock to give out a great pregnant camel as they requested. When they saw it, many of them believed.
Whoa! I have to say this. I could not write it down in the book. I could not put it. And then while all standing in the club and Prophet Saleh prayed to Allah, they heard this sound.
Children listening to this.
You don't believe me?
No, it's just that we try to keep this child friendly on this channel at least.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I was trying to tell you what happened. How the rock burst the baby camel who have a baby inside her. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to upset you or your audience, but I tried to put drama in it. Okay, go ahead. You don't have to believe me. It's okay.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, personally, my personal belief is that a rock doesn't make a lot of noise.
Oh, no. This was a miracle. You don't understand. You must be an infidel, are you?
Camel and rock. Okay.
Camel out of the rock.
Many believed, but many became infidels and
no, wait a minute. Many believed? Many believed? Can you go up at the verse that Allah said, we did not send miracle because the ancient did not believe? Did many believe in Saleh?
Yes.
I mean, can't you see that Ibn Kathir is contradicting Allah?
I wonder if we have a picture of the rock. I wonder if they have identified the rock for us here.
The rock was a baby camel.
I mean, what country was he in? Who knows?
It have to be in Saudi Arabia because he was, remember, the descendant of the people of Samud.
Okay,
And
you're right.
and
And
Samud
we all
was in
know what
Saudi
it
Arabia.
is.
Seriously, can you search see a camel burst a baby camel? I mean, a rock bursting a baby camel?
Um,
You'd
I
be
don't think you
surprised,
have
man.
to because personally, I'm not
It does not
convinced.
work. It does not work. MashaAllah. But what I love is that many people believed that is a good problem for Muhammad and for Allah, for the Quran, and for the rest of the Muslim scholars. But that's okay.
Yeah. So they killed this camel, and they were punished for killing her, and this was an excuse for Allah to punish them.
Wow. So why the people who believe, the men who believe, did not protect the camel?
Um, so I have no idea.
Man,
So
by the way,
none
the
of
reason
the
they
results
said
from
the
saving
reason,
science except that the ancients denied them.
yeah, that's a problem. I'm not kidding you. The more you read the scholars' writings, Ibn Kathir and others, the more you read the Quran, the more you see just one contradiction after another contradiction. Somebody does not even realize what they're writing down, man.
Yeah, this is just insanity. So the entire
You
verse of
need,
the story concerning the camel were given three times, but neither Allah nor Jibreel or even Muhammad said where the camel came from, where the camel came. So the true interpretation is limited to the words of the Quran, and that's it. That's okay. The story repeats, but the information about the rock is not given. And the place where Muhammad mentioned the rock is found in Quran 15. And
Hmm.
indeed, the people of the rock denied not the people of the book this time, it's the
And
people
no,
of the
no,
rock.
the rock. And notice how many messengers there? Messengers,
And we
plural.
signs for
They only have one guy. His name is Saleh. How in the world Allah forgot and put him in a plural again? It is over and over and over again.
this comes across. I cannot take this seriously. It comes across as so desperate. I mean, this is my personal interpretation here. It just comes across as so desperate, so laid on thick.
Yep.
Yeah, a shout sees them. Oh my God, the shouting again. A shout sees them in the morning. So what they
But
were,
notice the detail. Not any time. It was in the morning, around 6:30, 7 o'clock, close to that, like time like that. Okay.
yeah, yeah, we need Dr. Zakir Naik. That's correct.
He
He's the
can
only
help
one
a
who can
lot.
solve this.
Oh yeah, he is expert. He knows Islam very well. He knows the Quran very well. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so however, according to the interpretation of Muslim scholars, they were called the people of the rock because they lived in houses which were hewn out of the mountain. Is that Petra? Therefore, associating these verses with a camel producing rock does not seem to me to be a reasonable interpretation. Neither the request for the camel to come out of the rock nor the miracle to be performed by Prophet Saleh happened. The story was inserted in the Quran without evidence, and the interpretation is fabrication without evidence. That sounds about on point. Ibn Kathir ended his interpretation by quoting the statement, "They treated the camel unjustly." He followed the statement. So yeah, they gave it dog food instead of giving it camel food.
No, they killed her. They killed. And by the way, I did not see maybe it's coming up. What will happen to the baby? The baby which come out of the mama. By the way, Muslim scholars we call the baby of that camel the camel of Allah because he have no father. Imagine with me. Muslim scholars are in agreement.
Virgin,
The camel
the
was born out of the mama is a camel of Allah because he does not have a father. But Jesus, the son of the Virgin Mary, is not the son of Allah or the son of God because of what?
because Allah's
Is
a
it?
camel shagger.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, sorry, but hey, look. I mean, it's like I'm just putting one and two together here and coming up with three.
Yeah. Good luck.
So this is a camel of Allah. It can be found in Quran 11:64. And O my people, this is Allah's camel, a sign to you. This is Allah's camel. Allah produced a camel from a she camel. Right. Ibn Kathir said that he added the name Allah to bring honor to her. So then he said, let her eat in Allah's earth and do not touch her with evil, so you'll not be overtaken with torment. This meant to leave the camel alone so that she may go, eat and drink water day after day as she wished. Whenever she went to get water, they took their water on the next day, meaning they alternated their days to get water with the camel. How much water did this thing drink?
The whole
It
well.
also said they used to drink
It was a big
milk.
camel, man. Oh, but see, that's a good benefit. You give the camel water and you get all her milk, and everybody can drink the milk, and they have enough milk for everybody. I mean, how big is what do you call this thing for the milk come from? How big is the udder of that camel to produce milk for the whole entire people?
It's like a Zamzam udder.
Yeah.
So surely we will send the female camel as a sedition to them and watch them and be patient and inform them that the water is shared between them. Each drinks in turn.
It's in turn, yep. This is organized. You have a calendar.
And Ibn Kathir interpreted these verses by stating that Allah sent this camel to them as a test to see if they believed in it or if they would become infidels. Yeah, I sent you a miracle camel, and what do you mean you don't believe in camels as a miracle?
But many did not. Many did not. So Allah
Maybe
knows.
they wanted a bicycle or something else.
Yep.
He told Saleh to be patient and wait to see the results of the test. But because it was so long, they met together and decided to kill the camel so they might rest from it. Yeah, they would save water, and the water would be completely to them.
Yeah.
Okay, and Satan beautified their work for them. That's right. So poor guys. Yeah, and we can read the result of the test in Quran 7:7. They hamstrung the camel and rebelled against their Lord's command and said, "O Saleh, bring on us that which you promised us, if you were of the messengers."
They are taking the challenge because he told them they're going to be painful torment. Go ahead, make our day. Bring it us. Bring it us.
Bring it on. Okay, so Ibn Kathir interpreted that the man who took responsibility to kill the camel was their leader by the name of Qadah ibn Salaf, the son of adultery. You know what? This is a metaphor of Jesus. Bluntly.
It is amazing how Ibn Kathir knows a guy name and know he was not the son of his father and his mother. I mean, his mama cheated on her husband.
He was a postman, and he just went postal that day.
I can't help it.
You know what? This honestly is just an insulting retelling of the birth of Christ. That's all. That's what I'm getting from this. This is a retelling of the Jesus story.
Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Let's continue. Let's see what happened. Why they hamstrung that camel?
Said that there were two women, one beautiful and one rich, who lived in Tamud and whose husbands became Muslims.
No, slow, brother. Really, read it slow because I don't want you to go too fast. People will miss the point. This is word for word the translation of what Ibn Kathir said about why these people killed this camel.
This is before the birth of Muhammad.
Yeah, of course.
Hundreds of years, if not thousands of years.
Yeah.
So they became Muslims. How?
Well, it's just because Ibn Kathir would tell you the word Muslims here actually submitted to Allah. Abraham was a Muslim. David was a Muslim. Everybody was a Muslim because they submit to Allah. When in reality, they are Muslims because Adam was a Muslim and all the descendants of Adam are Muslims. And if you have a child today, leave him alone. Don't teach him about your Jesus and your Christianity. That child will grow up to be a Muslim. The reason our people believe in different things than Islam is because the influence of their parents and the influence of the wickedness of the people of this world to draw them away from Islam. If you have a child, leave him alone. Just feed him. Don't tell him anything. He will grow up, be Muslim, and he says a 5 daily prayer, and he will be saying the Shahada, he'll be a Muslim. That's why when the people of the world today convert Islam, we say they revert to Islam. They come back to Islam. You follow me? So you're a Muslim. Yeah, you're a Muslim.
Muslims, but I mean, if you're a Muslim because you followed your Allah, you served your Allah, you submitted to your Allah, then Buddhists are Muslims.
Sure.
Zoroastrians are Muslims. Everybody's a Muslim because That makes
And
no
and,
sense.
and, and,
It's
and and
stupid.
by the way, Brother Lloyd, there are some Muslim in America will tell you that there is good Muslim in Buddhism and there's good Muslim in Hinduism and there's good Muslims in everywhere. They believe that.
Ooh, wee.
Are you still
Yeah.
having a headache? I thought by now the headache will be gone.
It's just beginning.
It's beginning to get
And
worse. Okay. Now tell me about this beautiful woman and the rich woman. I need to know about the beautiful woman and the rich. One of
yeah,
the women,
and the other woman was old by the name of Aniza, who offered her 4 daughters to Qadar ibn Salaf if he would kill the camel. Both
look,
of them.
imagine that. Look at this. That is a true Muslim. 4 wives for one guy if he kills a camel.
Okay, that's a good deal, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe look, but then we've got to look at it in the context. You have to understand it in the context of the time.
Hmm.
So
Four,
we must
four
understand
wives,
the context of the
Islamic
time.
way.
You see,
Hmm.
because at that time this was how it was, and therefore it is valid. True story.
Must be true. Must be true.
Both of these men went to kill the camel. 7 of their people joined them, and as written in the Quran, and there was in the city 9 persons who vandalized in the land and did not reform.
See? The
Qadar.
2 guys and 7 went with them. If you add 2 plus 7 is 9, therefore Quran 27:48 is true. See, Ibn Kathir is not lying.
Yeah. So Qadar shot the camel with an arrow which stopped her. Then he broke her feet. Oh my gosh, pierced his side and broke his shins. This is a corruption of the story of Jesus. Honestly, this is
Could
what I'm
be.
getting
Yep.
from this.
Everything is possible. Everything is possible.
Then the women of the city came out playing the flute. Then Qadar ibn Salaf rushed onto the camel with a sword and hamstrung the camel, and it fell to the ground and was killed. The camel's son went to the top of the mountain and called unto Allah 3 times. A
Whoa,
talk
whoa, 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 whoa. I have to put this in my drama. I have to put this in my drama. Okay. Oh my Lord! Oh my Lord! My mommy is killed! Oh my Lord! I don't know what to
Allah, Allah, why hast thou forsaken me?
do. You're really emphasizing on Jesus' death by the
Oh,
killing of the
I am
camel.
just seeing this is a nonsense retelling of the story. That's what the vibe I'm getting here.
Mama, Mama,
He
where
ended
are you,
inside the
Mama?
rock and disappeared. He came out 3 days later. I'll bet.
See what happened? He, the baby camel, went inside the rock and disappeared. You want to take it as Jesus went inside the tomb for 3 days? I mean, you know what? I'm not taking you, don't misunderstand me. There's some influence of the Bible writings and the information of the Bible to the made up story of Muhammad's Quran. But I think that is a little bit exaggeration to talk about this like, no, it's just a nonsense story. A camel came out of the rock with a baby inside her. She was killed, and the baby ran back to the rock, and Allah opened the rock, and he went inside the rock, and the rock covered, so Allah can protect the baby.
And the killing of the camel by this tribe that nobody can prove, that no one knows existed, there's no historical record, no one can identify the geography they lived in, no one has any archaeology of them, there's no record of them, there's no country anywhere, there's no historical record by any country in the Middle East and Near East that talks about this group. There's literally not even other legends or myths about this, but the killing of the camel was the proof of Allah's word in Quran 54. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's written in the Quran, you see. Read the verse, man. It's in
So they
English, it's in
called
Arabic.
their companion, and so he took, and so he hamstrung. So how was my torment and my warning? A
Mm.
camelicious? Oh. So they denied him, so they hamstrung her. So the Lord got angry and destroyed them because of their sin. So he leveled them, and he did not fear its consequence.
Yep.
Yeah. So the Quran gives 3 different threats concerning the evil which would touch the people of Thamud if they disobeyed their prophet Saleh.
Yep.
Quran 7, verse 73. And do not touch her with evil, so a painful torment will overtake you. In Quran
Painful
11.
torment. Yeah.
And do not touch her with evil, so you will be overtaken with a near torment.
It's close, near. Not evil, but near.
In Quran 26. Do not touch her with evil, so the torment of a great day will overtake you. You guys are going to have a good day. That's going to be the worst thing possible for you. So when people tell you have a good day, you'll say no thanks.
No, no, please, please. I don't need your good day. I don't need a great day. Just leave it
I don't
alone.
need a good day. I have other plans. Just
I
saying.
know what happened. I know what happened to the camel and to the wicked people who kills the camel. No, thank you.
And the cat lady says, "Hi, I just joined, but I want to tell you how much I appreciate both of you a lot. Hello from far away, from some tiny land, which absolutely no one is obsessed about." Well, thank you.
Well, does this sister live in the land of Samud or the land of Ad?
We, Allah knows best, okay? Allah knows
All right,
best.
leave it alone. Yeah, yep, yep.
So a great day will overtake you. So, guys, just so you know, if you see a camel giving birth, just leave it the hell alone. Drink the milk and be happy.
Especially, you're gonna have enough milk for the whole city. What else do you want? Give me a break.
Yeah. So if you see a rock and a camel's coming out of it, just go like, because you don't want to have a great day. So don't kill the
Yes,
camel.
the great day will be a bad
Because
day for you.
Allah's going to threaten you with a good time.
Yep.
Which of the three words did Saleh really say? Did he say a painful torment will overtake you, or a near torment, or a torment of a? So there will be torment near you, not on you, not at you, but kind of nearby. So
Close, within short distance. You can see it. You know.
close by, close by. So if Muhammad had repeated the story 10 more times, he would have used 10 different words to describe 10 different punishments. Ibn
Sure.
Kathir stated that 3 different words are all correct. Ibn Kathir also said that they were rushing to disbelieve the messenger of Allah, and they insisted on refusing the truth and continued in their infidelity. So the torment, they didn't believe in a rocky camel.
Rocky camel, pregnant with a baby.
They didn't believe that Allah would send a camel because camels are the sign of Allah.
They actually drink from its milk, man. I mean, not only it's a fake story, they can touch it, they can see it, they can drink its milk, but even though they still do not believe in it, they're wicked.
This is like cosplay. I don't know. This is like improv. It's crazy. In response to the evil act, Saleh told the people of Tamud to stay in their homes for 3 days. I told you that came out after 3 days. And
Yep.
they said, "Swear one to another by Allah that we will surely fall on him and his family by night. Then we will tell his guardian, we did not witness the destruction of his family, and surely we are truthful."
Man.
So they decided to kill Saleh and his immediate family, and they swear to lie, saying that they have no idea who killed him, so that none of his extended family could require his blood from them as revenge.
Yep. See, if you kill Saleh and you left some of his family, then the family will retaliate by killing those who kill Saleh. But if he kills the whole family and everybody, cousins and nephews and nieces and everybody, then there is no revenge. You don't have to worry about it.
This is turning into a mafia murder mystery. Are you
Amen.
sure this wasn't written by, like, what's that guy that used to write all those books? Back when I was a kid, I used to get all these little novels about the Alice, was it Alistair Trevor? No, I'll get to the name. The answer of Allah, though, is in Quran 27. And they deceived a deception, and we deceived a deception, and they did not feel.
Wow. Allah was a deceiver.
You know what? This
Deceiver.
reminds me. I know a guy who couldn't feel his legs because he had no arms.
And he did not feel. You know what? You're bad. You're bad. All right. We have one more page to read, man. Let's get it done. I want to get it done today. MashaAllah.
So the cat lady is looking for Ezra. I can't seem to find no Ezra. Is this a Quranic reference? I am not sure, but
yeah, it is Ezra, Quran chapter 9, verse 31 or 30. 9:30, 31. I can tell you in a minute here. Wait. 9, mashallah, and verse 30. And the Jews said Ezra is the son of Allah. Yeah, 9:30.
Okay, so Allah has a son. The Jew said it. But Allah, you see, Allah did not have a son. Allah had a camel.
And he had a grandson as another camel.
So Allah had a camel kitty who said, Allah gave birth to a camel. Let's just move on from that point. That's why camel drink is healthy, because Allah birthed camels or something.
Sure. From rocks.
From rocks.
You have
So
to be
see how was the end of their deception. We destroyed them and all their people. So their houses are ruined because of their injustice. Surely this is a sign to a knowing people. And we delivered those who believed, and they were fearing. Okay, love to see some evidence. I'd love to see some kind of archaeological
You see,
evidence.
the American cover all these houses with sand and stuff because they try to destroy Islam.
That's what the CIA does.
I know.
Allah sent rocks on those who desired to kill Saleh by causing their heads to be crushed. And that's going to happen to you if you don't believe in Allah. Damn it. You don't want your head to be crushed.
First you lose your hair, then you're gonna crush them with a rock. Okay.
Okay, this is serious. I think it's time to believe. I think this is time for
We're gonna say the Shahada any minute here. We're getting
the-
close to say the Shahada. Yeah.
Shana.
The Shahada.
Good grief. This is.
Look, they know even the date, man. They know the dates. They're not guessing.
And
When
this was
Ibn
on
Kathir give
Thursday.
you information, it is accurate.
And how do we know it's a Thursday? Simple, because it ends in Y.
Yeah.
And their faces
Yeah.
turned yellow, as Saleh had warned them. As the evening came, they asked, "This is these people don't like this is the Chinese, right? Are we talking about the Chinese here? This is ancient sort of racism here. Has one day passed from the term of punishment yet?" Right.
It was so long. When you're in pain and suffering, it's like the clock is not clicking. The time is not passing. Is the first day gone yet? Yeah. Okay.
That's what kids do. It's like, are we there yet?
Are we there yet? Yeah. Exactly.
On the following day, which was Friday, their faces turned red.
Well,
As the
turned from
evening-
yellow to red. So the rock hit their heads, their face turned yellow,
them.
and now it's actually getting darker. It's turning red on
The
Friday.
heads
Okay.
were crushed. The crushed heads turned red.
Yeah.
The crushed faces turned.
But it's still there. It's not like it's gone. It's still there. Yeah.
I mean, so face crushing, is this still a thing in the Middle East these days?
They still do it. Muslims still do it.
I'm asking for a friend here because I have a lot of friends watching this and they're going like, huh? I'm just trying to help. Has one day passed from the term of punishment yet? And on the third day, which was Saturday, their faces turned black. And as the evening came, they asked their people, has one day passed from the term of punishment yet? When it was Sunday morning, they were prepared to die, waiting for what torment of punishment that would come on them. At sunrise, a loud shout came from heaven above and a shaking from below. Their souls flowed out and they lost their lives.
They died after the big shout.
They lost their lives and they were paralyzed because they lost their lives. That's probably true.
Yeah, when you die, you get paralyzed. It's
You
very
lose your
normal.
life and you get paralyzed. I'd say that's
Mhm. I know.
fact check true. Mostly true. I mean, we need to check with Snopes on this, but yeah, that sounds legit.
It's real.
Their voices were hushed. Have you been silent when you were dead?
You paralyzed, and you can't even hear any voice when you die. Their voices were hushed. Yeah.
I'm being hushed right now. I could be dead.
Yep.
My head could be crushed. That's
Listen, I don't like the way you make fun of the word of Ben Kassir. That is one of the top of our great Muslim scholars, and when you mock him like that, you make me upset. So please don't do that.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
go.
it's all, and they became dead bodies in their homes without movement and without souls.
I mean, when they died, they lost their souls, and they could not move anymore.
Because now this was back in the day when people stopped moving when they died. I mean, that doesn't happen anymore. You know,
Oh,
this was
I
back
see.
then. This was back
Okay.
then because
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes
times were
sense.
different.
Yeah. Now it's different. Yeah, people still it's different. Yeah,
No wonder Muslims don't read the Quran. They don't want to embarrass themselves to death. None of
because
them kept alive.
oh wait a minute, they all died and not one of them kept alive. Don't cry, Lloyd. You're okay, man. I thought maybe they all died and there's a few left alive.
None were
You know what
kept
happened?
alive.
That happened seriously when you talk to Muslims and they will tell you, you're not qualified to understand the Quran. You're taking the verse out of context. You need to read scholars' interpretation. and I cannot help but to laugh.
You
Allah's
check with
interpretation.
Muhammad. Ask Allah, is there life before death?
Yeah, yeah.
It
Mm,
says none were kept alive after having their heads crushed and their
yep.
soul taken
Don't
and
forget, it was
died.
yellow, turned to red, and then became black, and the shout came down, and they all
Shout,
died. And not one of
shout,
them was
let
alive.
it all out.
Yeah.
These are the things I can do without. Come on.
Yes.
Wow. Except
Yeah.
there was a crippled woman that was kept
Wait
alive
a minute.
after she
Wait a
died.
minute. Wait a minute. Even had exception when people like die, except one. I
No,
mean,
she was
come
kept
on.
alive
Let's get
after she
serious.
died.
Listen. When Allah said not one of them is alive, except a woman, is a one or a half? Oh, wait a minute. Women is half a one. So he said not one, but half of a woman. Yeah, half of a
But she's
person
the
is a
daughter of
woman.
Al Salak. Al Salak was that guy from he was on the he lived on that corner by that place. He was there.
So
And she was
does he know the name of that woman?
Kalba Al Salak.
Kalba. Kalba of Al Salak. Man. So can you imagine Ibn Kasir can know the name of a woman in a story we do not know any names of anybody because she was kept alive. Like Ibn Kasir can know the name of the ants which talked to
No,
Solomon,
she
and
wrote a
he
book
knows
afterwards.
that she was crippled. She was walking crippled, man. She have a broken leg. Or I mean,
She wrote a
Ibn
book
Kasir is a great
afterwards
scholar.
about the story. She wrote a book afterwards, but which the Muslims believe in, but unfortunately there was no copy preserved. It was in the library next to the Injil, but unfortunately it disappeared.
I'm sorry, man. Yeah. Yeah. Next to the Injil. It was not in the Injil, but that story it's in the other book. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you see what happened was it was like when the Pharaoh didn't tie down his tent with the pegs, it was blown
And the
away.
wind and the wind came in. Hurricane, man, is wow. Yeah, that's what happened.
Lydia says her forehead is shrinking. God, this is the dumbest nonsense. I mean, like, how can
Tell
anyone
her,
believe?
stop. If she's gonna lose the rest of her forehead, she need to go watch it later. We worry about you, sister. Please do not listen anymore. We're almost done, by the way. We only have less than a page here. Okay.
She was a complete infidel, and while she was still alive, this is after her head was crushed and she died. She went very quickly and told some Arabs what happened. Quickly, yeah, no, she took her little
She went quickly
wheelchair
because she was about to die. I mean, she's gonna die in the end anyway. But go ahead.
and she told some Arabs what happened to her people. She asked them for water, and when she drank the water, she died.
Ah, she died.
Wrong move, wrong move. You should have had something else.
Maybe some camel milk, not water.
So where did the Muslim scholars come up with all these names? Inspiration. Inspiration. Allah spoke to them. And Ibn Kathir says Muhammad told his people not to ask for miracles. But I've got these great stories you can hear instead.
Don't you dare ask miracle. You're gonna be like the people of Saleh.
It's like
Yeah.
the miracle is that people believe this trash.
And they're good Muslims.
The people of Saleh asked for a miracle. It came to them, but they killed her. And then Allah shrank everyone's heads by crushing them with stones. And they turned 3 different colors. And then they died. And then they didn't move around a lot, except for the woman who was alive after death. And she died drinking water. So yeah, guys, you don't want that to happen to you, right? So guys, if this isn't inviting you to say the Shahada, what can I say? I mean, it's like I can see how compelling the case is here that's being made. This is a very strong argument.
Absolute. MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
Camel. Carol's. This is a new shot. This is so dumb.
Sorry. I didn't mean it, but this is what happened. See what happened when you read Ibn Kathir writings and you put it in English? People think you're crazy. I didn't do it. It was not me. It was Ibn Kathir.
This is scholarship.
Top scholarship, not just scholarship.
This is a Sheikh al-Islam, one of the top 28 to 29 most influential scholars of Islam to ever live.
Imagine you go to school to be educated with that man to become a Muslim imam. Just imagine, use imagination. You cannot be an imam in a mosque unless you read that guy's writing and pass the test with A or B or C or something.
Yeah, Ibn Kathir even quotes the Quran. He says, "So he turned away from them and said, O my
Oh
people,
my God.
I delivered to you the message of my Lord, and I gave you advice, but you do not love the advisors."
Um,
Yeah,
Here's
no,
my question: what happened to all the people, the many people who believed in Prophet Saleh? What happened to them?
they had their heads crushed.
No, no,
Oh, the
no.
people who believed him.
Many believe and many disbelieve. The many disbelieve, they died. I got that. How about the many who believed? What happened to them?
Um, that look. The point here is you don't want to have what happened to the people who disbelieved happen to you. So look, just focus on that. Focus on the essentials here.
Okay. You don't know anything about anything. When I ask you any simple question, you have no answer, and that was the end of it?
And Saleh addressed these people after their destruction. He said, "Hey, all you dead people, friends, Romans, dead people, lend me your ears." Right? And he
Yep.
continued to go and speak to his people after their destruction. I mean, look, this reminds me of a time I used to be very nervous. I was afraid to answer the phone, right? Now I will answer the phone whether it rings or not. I'm not afraid.
Hello. Oh, there's nobody there. Okay, never mind.
Exactly. But Saleh was afraid to talk to people, but then after that, he would talk to them whether they were dead or not. So that solved
But
his PTSD.
these things, maybe they come back to life. Read, man. You make me so excited about it. What happened there?
And he continued to go and speak from one place to another, saying the same thing. He did everything he could to guide them to the right way with his words and actions, but they refused to accept the truth. This is probably after their destruction, so they were kind of dead. So that kind of got in the way, but that is why that happened to them. What happened to them was happening. It was still happening. Their heads were being crushed with rocks. They would
Mm.
continue in this painful torment, yeah, forever. I mean, how long can your head be crushed with a rock until it's kind of effective? What do you
Until it
think that
turned black.
is?
Yellow is okay, red is okay, black is
It's a 3 day
and
process, man. That's a 3 day
then the
process, but it
shout.
takes them
Oh,
forever.
the shout is wow, wow. You know if you hear the shout, you will scream. You scream loud and you die too. The shout.
Yeah, they would continue in this painful torment forever, and there was nothing that he could do for them. For Allah does what He wishes. It was said that Salih moved to the camp of Allah until he became a follower of Allah. This is like what, 3000 BC? I don't know, 5000 BC?
But
Uh,
he was an Arab prophet. That's the most important part, and he was there, and mashallah.
so he was like the first Muslim.
No, no. They were always first Muslim because Adam was the first Muslim, Abraham was the first Muslim, Noah was the first Muslim, Jesus was the first Muslim, Muhammad was the first Muslim, and all these people was the first Muslim. How can you have all these first Muslim? I don't know. But they're all first Muslims. It's a mystery. And it's true.
I can feel my head being crushed as you said that
Yeah,
because
mashallah.
I
You know
wasn't
what?
believing. I wasn't believing, and I could feel my head being crushed. I can feel it
Because
happening right
but
now.
if you say the Shahada, when you finish that next paragraph, you see like all Muslims say. Sometimes Islam does not make any sense. Sometimes the Quran does not make any sense. First, you have to say the Shahada, and all this will make lots of
No,
sense.
I need to finish this paragraph and then I need to say the Shah na because seriously,
That's all. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. You have to do it.
so if you examine this story, I believe you'll come to the same conclusion that I do. I know the guy who wrote this. His name's Usama Dakdok.
No,
This
no, no.
fairy tale with one purpose and one purpose only. Muhammad made up the story to convince Muslims to never ask him to perform a miracle, or the punishment of Allah would be on them, or they'd get camel milk. Reinforcing his point is the fact that it demonstrated that people would not believe, even if they saw a camel coming out of a rock. The many contradictions and huge exaggerations of all the nonsense of this story are internal evidence that this story is a fairy tale. Also, an absence of details in the Quran's verses left plenty of room for Muslim scholars to fabricate interpretations. Like the dead people that didn't move. I mean, that's fact. I'd give them that's fact. They got that part right.
I challenge you. Show me one dead person move. Haha.
Um,
See? This is impossible.
yeah, but
Impossible.
things were different back then
But did you
because
notice, look, did you notice the detail of the interpretation of Ibn Kathir when the story of the Quran does not have any detail? I mean, why Allah does not give me any information, but Ibn Kathir give me more information than that of Allah,
he had the
which does not make
companion
any
to
sense
the Quran.
anyway?
No, he had the companion to the Quran, but they don't have a copy of that anymore.
Other book was come with the Quran.
No, just because it was there with the books like the Injil, the 50 books of Abraham, the 30 books of Enoch, and all. It was all in the collection, and then
Yeah,
that got flooded
must be,
away, and
must
that's why they
be.
only kept the Quran. Sadly, it was just the only one that survived.
MashaAllah, man. Oh man.
So guys, now you've had it. The details, two of the major prophets of Islam, and yeah, it's a very sad story. People had their heads crushed. They turned three different colors, and then they died, and they stopped moving, and then the prophet went and spoke to them afterwards, and what happened to them kept happening to them.
So please say the Shahada, convert to Islam before it's too late. Therefore, we advise you. We did our part. We're trying to help you out. If you don't want to believe, you don't want to submit to Islam, Allah, Muhammad, then you're on your
Yeah,
own. You do whatever you want.
the next thing you know, a camel could fall on you from a cliff and crush you, and you don't want to be.
The
All you
rock,
can do.
man, the rock, not the camel. The rock. You-
What if it starts raining camels? I mean, like this could. I mean, Allah can do anything. What do you mean He
You
can't?
know, you know what I like about the people of the mutafakkat? I don't know which one exactly. When the rock fall on them to kill them, each rock has the name of the person which is going to hit. Imagine a rock has the name Usama and it hit only Usama. Another rock has the word Lloyd in it and it hit Lloyd, and so on. And so God in His wisdom is beyond. I mean,
I
it's
am,
amazing.
next time I go outside, I'm gonna start looking for clouds that look a lot like a rock. Usama, I am very scared. I need to think about camels now, and maybe I
Stay
need to
away
take.
from me.
No, no, no.
How about that? Stay away from me. Stay away from my book, and you'll be just fine.
Stay away from Islam. I think that's what we all need to take from this story.
You
So,
see,
guys,
you're taking
this
the
is Muhammad's
whole
story.
story
And
back
he's
from
thinking
you,
about it.
brother. It's the opposite. You need to be a Muslim so you be delivered from Allah's punishment.
Yeah. So guys, I hope you learned a lot today. I hope that you.
You know what did I learn? I waste my time with you today. That's what I learned. I wish I was doing something else.
I tried my best here. Okay, I tried to make an interesting story, a true story, more interesting. Maybe I should have just presented the facts and just let the facts speak for themselves. But maybe
But serious, you know what? In a serious note, before we say goodbye here, I hope and I pray for our audience. We have few of them are watching here right now. Please share this video with others. Muslims need to learn about Prophet Saleh. Muslims need to learn about Prophet Hud and all this stuff. And we're just in the beginning. We still have literally this is 6 stories, and we still have another 35 stories like that. Imagine 41 the total of the chapters of my 2 volume books, and you have to know it and you have to share it with the Muslims. Do you love the Muslims? I mean, the Bible teaches us to love our enemies, even if you don't think that they are wonderful people. I know many of them are, but how about love them? Share these stories, their Quran. And you know what's so amazing? I have to say that one time I was doing this broadcast on my radio, and a Muslim guy, as a true testimony here, a Muslim guy got so mad at me, and he wrote to VCY and he said, "You need to remove that man off air." And he called, and then he decided with a group of Muslim men in his mosque to listen to my broadcast so they can have a case against me to be taken somehow to some court to stop me from speaking because I'm Islamophobe and I'm lying and I'm making up stuff. Here is his testimony. When he started taking notes about what I was teaching, and he go back to Ibn Kathir, and he go back to Al-Tabari and other scholars, and he go back to the Quran, he left Islam. He wrote to me sometime later, and I used that as testimony on VCY. his mother in Africa. He went back to Africa. He met with his mother. He led his mother to Christ. When she died, she refused to have a Muslim imam in her funeral, but she asked for a Christian minister to come and share in her funeral. So she even died as a believer, and she have a Christian funeral service. Here is a man who became a Christian, who led his mama to the Lord. She became a Christian. She died as a believer, and he wrote for me this for me and make a big difference in my life. Why? Because he investigate what I was teaching about that. I guarantee you, what we share today, we laugh and it'll be funny. Sometimes I make fun of Lloyd and Lloyd make fun of me. And but guess what? What we shared in this comedy is the true beliefs of Islam. Muslim believe in the Quran and Muslim believe in Ibn Kathir to be a great prophet. And here we read it and we laugh. Imagine if Muslims never know about these things. Most Muslims will tell you they believe in Ibn Kathir. They never read anything about Ibn Kathir. Most Muslims who said they believe in the Quran, they never read anything in the Quran. How can they be set free from that cult unless we take that which is written in their Quran by their own scholars and share it with them? They need to know it. And if they will never know it, they will never leave Islam. So this is a serious talk here. Take that program, share it with all your friends, share it with all your friends, and ask them to share. Like that program. If we have 1,000 likes right now, I'll be happy. 10,000 likes in the end of the week, I'll be happy, and so on. Why? Because when you have videos with a big number of watchers, people watch it some more, and who knows, maybe that is a video, that is a broadcast, which will lead some Muslims to say, wait a minute, this stupidity and lie and nonsense is what the Quran teaches and what my scholars interpret. I don't want anything to do with that. And they will say, welcome to Christianity. We would love to have you to follow the true teaching of God in his word, the Bible, not the comedy of the Quran. Amen. I'm done, please.
Right. No, well done. Thank you, Usama. So this has been great. So we shall be in touch. We'll see what we can do on Saturday, but this has been fascinating. So thank you. Great to
I said Saturday, if Lord's willing, I'd like to talk about the miracle of Muhammad. So that's what I have in mind for now. But if not, we'll see what the Lord is going to do. By the way, next chapter is going to be on Abraham. That's right. It's a long chapter. And if you think most know anything about Abraham, good luck. It will be worse than Saleh and the Camel. I promise.
He was in Mecca many times, and Muslims can prove it.
Yeah, I'd love to see somebody to take our challenge. Yes, indeed.
So, guys, I mean, as you can see, the evidence is very strong. So, yeah. So, guys, good night, and we need to say the Shana now.
No.
Good night, sweetheart. Yeah, it's time to go home. So God bless everyone. Say the Shana now. Good night.
No Shana. No Shana.
Good night.